shit going, bro. My girl is sick, so I'm not really feeling too well. Damn. I thought people would have rushed this by now. No chat after 5 seconds is crazy. Yo, Hakai, what's good? Yo, Puttinley, is that how you pronounce your name? Yo, I'm good. I guess. Haven't been alive here in a while. Gotta do this more often. Maybe I do gotta go live every day. My week has been bad. It's been pretty bad. Me and my girl been having issues, and right now she's sick. I'm just not feeling too well. Yeah, me too. Just pray for me, bro. We're gonna be debunking a video, to be honest. Let's try and debunk something. You're here because you got muted? Who muted you? Zeta is a trash scaler, is crazy. Man, I'm starving, bruh. I remember there was a video I was trying to debunk. Yes, I found it. W Lyman with the manager. With the managing, bro. Trash talk about me is crazy. Yeah, he lost to me. He's gonna lose to Exility pretty badly.
Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
What's with the ads?
Goku is not universal. I'm sorry, you're all just overhyping him.
I think I should make a proper debunk to this, like a proper video.
So anyway, there are tons of videos on TikTok and some on YouTube saying Goku's universal, but honestly, that's not the case at all. But honestly, that's not the case. And we're going to look into all of that today. We'll talk about what universal...
This is in Spanish or some shit, bro. This shit's gonna be fucking hilarious, bro. This is gonna be so fucking hilarious.
And also the Dragon Ball cosmology. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. And before we start this video, know that this video is sponsored by Instant Gaming. It's the site I used that are a bit cheap, saying Goku can't lift more than 40 tons or that he'd get destroyed by Super. Well, first the question we can ask is, what is outerversal? To give you an idea, when I made my videos on TikTok saying Goku can't lift more than 40 tons or that he'd get destroyed by Superman, people told me, no, anyway, Goku is outerversal, he beats Superman. I was like, what is outerversal? To give you some context, I often do power scaling debates. I've been talking about the true strength of characters for 10 years, and I hadn't really heard of this term. I was like, what does that even mean? So it's very possible that you don't know the meaning either. So I'm going to explain it to you. Well, first off, outerversal comes from the Versus Battle Wiki. If you don't know it, it's a site that catalogs characters based on their power. They have, for example, speed feats, strength feats, and many different abilities. There are tons of characters. I mean, it's really, really huge. And so that power scaling debates aren't too messy when trying to rank them properly. They are classified into tiers. By the way, I should specify Versus Battle Wiki is a site made by fans, for fans. There isn't some committee meeting with the people who manage Dragon Ball, DC, or Marvel saying, so this character is outerversal. It's just speculative, and obviously there are biases. So let's take a look at how these various characters are ranked. We have tiers 11 through 9, which would be around human level, or a bit above. That can range from breaking through walls.
Get to the point.
Number of dimensions. So for example, superior to everything. They're almost inexplicable things and they aren't affected by anything at all. Finally, we have tier 0, which is pretty much the maximum. Affecting structures with many dimensions, or even an infinite number of dimensions. So for example, we have Superboy Prime from DC Comics. And finally, we have tier 0, which is pretty much the maximum.
No, he's not, bro.
It's essentially the foundation of an entire cosmology. The characters, well, not really characters since they're like entities, are superior to everything. They're almost inexplicable things and they aren't affected by anything at all. So what interests us is tier 1, which is the second most powerful tier, and you end up here if you completely transcend, in terms of existence, everything made of matter, space, time, and dimensions, or even an...
You don't have to completely transcend all of that. Affect, create, or destroy. You should have read all of Versus Battles Wiki.
Infinite number of dimensions, or even. It's a very high tier.
I don't know why he's showing DC characters. I don't know why he's showing DC characters when they don't scale anywhere close to outerversal.
In this tier, let's put it that way. In itself, it's something very rare, and if you want a good example where I explain how it works a bit, there would be Arceus from the films or the video games. Arceus exists beyond the multiverse because, as a reminder, Pokemon has a multiverse. We've known that since Oras, so Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and every state where I explain how it works a bit, there would be Arceus from here. Indeed, there aren't many fictional characters in this tier. Let's put it that way. In itself, it's something very rare, and if you want a good example where I explain how it works a bit, there would be Arceus from the films or the video games.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Did he just say Arceus is
time
boundless?
and dimensions, or even an infinite number of dimensions, or even. It's a very high tier indeed. There aren't many fictional characters in this tier. Let's put it that way. In itself, it's something very rare, and if you want a good example where I explain how it works a bit, there would be Arceus from the films or the video games. Arceus exists beyond the multiverse because, as a reminder, Pokemon has a multiverse. We've known that since Oras, so Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and every save file is an alternate universe. Arceus has its own dimension. It is not affected by space and time, and it is subject to absolutely no laws in the multiverse. The law is him. If you want an example from Marvel, for instance, we would have the Beyonders, or even the Beyonder himself. Or they exist beyond the Marvel multiverse, and it's pretty much the same as for Pokemon. There's an infinity of dimensions, universes, and everything. I mean, it's really, really massive. And they beat up creatures like Lord Chaos Order, or even the Living Tribunal, who is basically the manager of the multiverse. I hope that's clear enough for you. It's not that easy to explain, and we're going to try to look at the arguments for why Goku is outerversal.
It's the 4D.
So I'm warning you, I'm going to take the arguments that come up extremely often in this debate about whether Goku is outerversal. These are arguments that were also used in my Discord, where there are over 1,400 messages. Honestly, it's quite huge, and at one point there was one person a day having the debate. So eventually I got tired of it and decided I would make this video. So I know the arguments very well. We're going to look at all of it. So the basis for Goku being outerversal is in DBS, the clash between Goku and Beerus. They throw like a punch, and they create shockwaves with waves of ki. And so the Kaioshians say, oh no, he's going to destroy the universe. So it's not just said by the Kaioshians, it's also said by Whis, and it affects the entire universe. So you're going to say, okay, Alcor, you're cute, but that threatens to destroy the universe, so Universe 7. How is it possible for that to be outerversal? Because outerversal is beyond destroying a universe, it's beyond destroying a multiverse. It's about affecting things where concepts don't even exist. Well, first off, the primary argument would be that the world of Dragon Ball isn't like ours, that it has enough scale to claim universal status. In the manga, we don't have much info on how the universe and multiverse function, but we know thanks in particular to the Superbook. But by the way, thanks to Glenn for sending it to me. That would be quite useful. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. There's a page that describes the world of Dragon Ball. It looks something like this. And if we turn the pages, we are told about all the planes of existence from Earth to space to the other world. So what interests us is the page with the universe where Frieza and, well, Guru are. Space, the infinite void, light and darkness, and countless peoples still unknown. In this darkness that stretches infinitely, the galaxy dazzles us with its brilliance. Thousands of millions of light years from Earth, planets lost at the edges of space where light no longer even reaches harbor, an infinite number of aliens belonging to unknown races, as well as monsters with powers beyond comprehension. Next, the clash between Goku and Beerus affects the other worlds. That's where Kai, Enma, and all of them are, and all of them are.
Use double when one is enough. Terra Gold, one cube, endless possibilities.
Oh, what is with these ads? The AI voiceover is having a stroke.
Goku and Beerus affects the other worlds. That's where Kai, Enma, and all of them are, and all of them are. And so the other world is defined as a distinct supernatural/metaphysical realm. I'll show you the page and everything so it's a bit clearer. We are told further up that the heavens, imperceptible from the human world, the celestial world, extends to a different plane of reality. From up there, the gods watch over everything happening in the world below. So that would mean it's not just a simple place in the physical universe, but a completely separate ontological domain, not reducible to physical laws and matter. And since you can't access it easily and have to die to reach it, it constitutes a separate universe. So there you go, Universe 7 isn't just another dimension, but a metaphysical realm entirely transcending the concept of physical space and time. And following the same logic, in Volume 40 of Dragon Ball, Goku says in this world, meaning the world of the living, time exists. So there you have it, it's interpreted as a clear distinction. So in the world of the living, time exists and flows normally. While on the other side, there is a total absence of time. So there you have it, it's a higher plane. Which means that any character capable of operating at that level, in that dimension, be it the Kais, the gods of destruction, or Goku in most of his advanced forms, transcends the physical universe qualitatively. And in that same vein, the ultimate proof is the argument of Dragon Ball's cultural and thematic heritage linked to Journey to the West. Now, I think you're familiar with Journey to the West. That's where Sun Wukong comes from, and it's one of the 4 great classic novels of Chinese literature. It is highly religious and philosophical, with strong Buddhist inspiration. It is heavily centered on spiritual travel and enlightenment. You have divine realms, demons, gods, and the transcendence of material reality. Now, you're probably asking, what does that have to do with Dragon Ball? Well, it's heavily inspired by that novel. Goku is Son Goku, which of course is Sun Wukong. Then you have the arcs, the characters, the locations, as well as the cosmology of Dragon Ball. It necessarily incorporates the structured elements and themes of Journey to the West, and since the source work is a Buddhist tale dealing with transcending the cycle of reincarnation, celestial realms, the illusion of physical realms, the illusion of physical reality, and reaching higher levels of existence like awakening, nirvana, or divine realms. Some Dragon Ball fans believe it inherits this metaphysical ontology, so all of this is consolidated by everything said about the other world, reinforcing the fact that it is a transcendent supernatural realm. Alright, let's break all this down to explain why Goku isn't. There have been many things said, but there are a lot of misinterpretations.
Misinterpretations is crazy, bro. He just read it straight off the book. He just read everything straight off the books. This guy's just a low tier, bro.
So let's start with the first point, the clash between Goku and Beerus that shakes Universe 7.
I might become a low tier, bro. Because it seems like it's the low tiers that be getting all the subs. The low tiers be getting like over 1 million subs, bro. Hundreds of thousands of subs. Chat, I might just become a low tier that scales every verse as high as possible just to get their fans to like me. Because I need money. Like, low key, I don't really care anymore, bro, chat. Low key, bro. I might start downplaying Dragon Ball because of money. You know? Chat, would you like to see that? Would you like to see Drip Sauce LARPing other fictions just to make money, bro? Because low-key, bro, I need money. Yes, bro, bro, if there was good money involved, I would instantly do it. I want to live a good life. The fuck? I would scale Gojo to high outer. I would scale Gojo to high outer if there's money involved. Like, there's just no question, like, bro. Yeah, I would scale Gojo to, like, high outer. If there was money involved.
The impacts produce shockwaves that propagate and threaten the universe. The old Kai states it very clearly. I know I said the feat is a team effort because both Goku and Beerus are clashing, but since Goku later cancels out Beerus' blows, it would mean that even solo, he could succeed. But one problem is that it's not a full and instantaneous universal destruction.
It doesn't matter. Oh my god. It states that they were hitting each other again and again with power capable of destroying the entire universe. Read it. Hitting each other again and again with power capable of destroying the entire universe. So each of their blows were capable of destroying the entire universe. That's the implication. The reason why it didn't happen was because they were stopping it from happening. They were canceling it out. Why is the audio that bad? You can use either of them. It doesn't fucking matter. You can use either of them. French power skillers are not a power skill. Um, why don't I think GT is canon? Watch my canonicity video. It's another timeline. Zeno Goku doesn't know who Vegito is in Super Dragon Ball Heroes Arcade? What? I think I saw that scan. I'm looking into it. The video you're watching is it AI? It sounds like AI, bro. Buddhist cosmologies, no, I don't want to look into
like tsunamis.
all that.
Ooh. So there you go. It's just a potential threat. That doesn't automatically put Beerus and Goku at that level.
No, what?
So is this a universal, multiversal, or outversal feed to there? We're going to look into all of that. First off, it attacks the structure of Universe 7. Even if people say Universe 7 is infinite, it can be a bit pretentious. In reality,
What?
you realize it's not. There are maps showing an edge, like it's a sphere.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy is a fucking joke, bro. Nigga said the map showed an edge, so the infinite statements is not valid. Damn. This is some 2020... No, what not? This is some 2021 level bullshit, bro. Fa! 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 You can say Dragon Ball has inconsistencies, or it doesn't have cosmological inconsistencies. We can debate that, by the way. People still thinking that diagram is literal in the Big 26, bro. Fa! Fa! Nah, this guy is a clown, bro. 12 seconds! Can you help you join Otherworld? Yes, I will. 1 second. Let me put the link. Let me put an updated link in the live chat real quick. I'll put an updated link in the live chat, okay? I lost my way somewhere in another galaxy. Too much to take, these memories end in tragedy. And all of these faces, all of these places, I don't want to let you down. Holy mother of LARPing. How can these people be... Bro, he's genuinely some comic curator level BS, bro. Chat, I just pinned a new server link, so y'all can join. I just pinned a new server link. This guy's so bad.
Bulma mentions it during the Universe 6 or Future Trunks arc. I don't remember exactly. She talks about the edge of the universe and how they need to get to the center. That's because she's looking for the Super Dragon Balls and says, oh, I can't track them. We must be at the edge of the universe.
Nah, the Bulma argument is crazy, bro. What tier do I think I am? F tier, bro. I haven't debated in, like, 12 fucking months or some shit, bro. F tier, bro. But I would still cook the Dragon Ball down players because they're worse than F tier.
We need to go to the center, but if it were infinite, you couldn't reach the edge since it's infinite.
I'm just joking. I don't think I'm F tier.
It's just, well, it doesn't make any sense. The thing is, a universe that expands infinitely doesn't mean it's infinite in size. It just means it's growing. It's simply becoming bigger and bigger over time. So the Dragon Ball universe isn't infinite. Next, we'll talk about the other world. I know it's often considered outvassal because it's supernatural, but in essence, it's part of Universe 7. As a reminder, Universe 7 is a macrocosm. It contains the world of the living, the other world, hell, and the Kaioshin realm. All of that is part of the same universal structure, so it's not something external to the entire universe.
Shut up your mouth! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! He shows things that say that it's separate, and then he says it's all part of the same universal structure and they're not separate. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up your mouth. Sai Bao, bro. Genuinely. Zeta said I'm an A-tier power scaler. Is that true? Exility better? Obviously, Exility taught me.
Guidebooks say it's not really separated and the barrier is quite thin. It's quite...
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. This is so bad. Use AI to debunk Outerversal Goku? That's crazy. Is he French or Spanish? Name 5 inference rules? No. Why should I? Tell me why I should name 5 inference rules. Please accept my join requests. French 100%. I thought he was Spanish. Dragon Ball has tons of inconsistencies. It don't matter. It was asking to name 5 inference rules to test my knowledge as a debater. Well, there's modus ponens, there's modus tollens, there's conjunction, there's disjunctive syllogism, there's hypothetical syllogism. I'm not that bad. Like, react to zeta end of GT scale. If you pay me, of course I will. And I'll even have Exility on it. And Tron. Pay me first. Alcor is French. Okay, it's your native language. If you want me to explain, like, what each of the inference rules mean, I can explain them as well. Like, I'm not that bad, guys. Like, come on, put some respect on my name. You have a problem with joining? Cause, bro, double counter counts your old deleted account. Man, I don't know how to resolve that. Just talk to Mr. Destroyer or Red X. Dressed up as a pilot is crazy.
And because people get brought back to life by the Dragon Balls. In terms of location, it's not particularly far from Earth because Goku can teleport there quite easily.
Oh my god. No. No. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore, chat. Oh, hell no. He said it's not that far. He said it's not that far. Holy crap. DDG has an OnlyFans? What the hell? Exactly. If there's a barrier, it means they are separated. Fucking retard. I'm not just 19, bro. I was 19 like 2 years ago. I'm 21 right now. Diarbly. Yeah, I do want to start making Minecraft videos. I just don't know what to make right now. Like, I want to beat the game, obviously. Even Lonks is better. Yeah, Lonks is way better than this dude. Yeah, why is he saying we're crazy, bro? Why is he saying we're crazy? What's 9 plus 10? 47. That's gotta be correct, right? I just got A Holland AD. Nah, actually don't make fun. I actually do have, like, some sort of ADHD. Like, ADHD, like, plus, like, some sort of autism. Like, I don't exactly know, but, like, I stay awake late at night, you know, I overthink. A bunch of other things that happen to me, basically. But then I'm really good at, like, a lot of things, like singing, drawing, painting, you know, stuff like that. I can learn things really fast. This dude made a 1-hour video rebunking his debunk. What the fuck? Kaba beats Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? No. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta beats Kaba. Asian myths tend to follow both. Blah, 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 blah. Even Exility agrees. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta beats Kaba. Red X's nickname. Just type Red X. The movie's canon to GT? I don't even remember. I think they should be. Like, events of some movies could have happened in GT, I think. But it doesn't mean that just because they did, that means it's the movie timeline. Like, nah. Like, it could be, I think. Yeah, with mods, I wanna beat the game first. I wanna beat the game. But he is relative to base Vegeta. But that's base Vegeta without, like, God Key. Dragon Fist is also in Dragon Ball Super. Goku used it against Mira in Xenoverse 2. He used it against Final Form Mira. So it's also in Dragon Ball Super. So it's not necessarily, like, isolated to the Hirudegarn movie. I don't think Goku is like Super Saiyan God level in base. I'm not saying Goku can't destroy the macrocosm in base. I'm just saying I don't think he's Super Saiyan God level in base. Who goes you? Can anybody provide evidence for the feat in the movie of Return of Cooler being a measurable speed? It's not a measurable speed. Yo, rip 8283. Chat, so what's next? I can see the DMs. You want me to make Minecraft videos? Yeah, I already had that idea. I want to start making Minecraft videos on my alt channel. I've looked in DMs already, bro. You said the same thing you said on the stream. Or in the chat. And I already read it. Could someone tell him I already looked in DMs? Minecraft Bedrock Edition? What is he saying please for? Aiden Fuad. I think I know who this is. I think I know who this Aiden Fuad is. The movie suffered from production issues and is never stated to be non-canon, blah 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 blah. Yep, basically. Goku Solo's a baldy, bro. Bro said he made his own cosmology. Oh my god. Nah, chat, I'm actually about to die of laughter, bro. Yeah, we can play Minecraft. I already looked in DMs. Any reference of BoJack in the main continuity? I'm pretty sure the BoJack movie happens after the Cell Saga, and I'm pretty sure it's stated to be canon to the main timeline in the, I think it's Chozenshu. BoJack is going real. No, because he literally got like the fruit from the tree of might or some shit. He got a huge power up. Official divine fodder. Bro, this actually look clean though. The hyper void. I am the author. Damn. This actually looks sick. Chat, is this cosmology good? GT Goku is easily outer and above. Your Discord is light speed. Light underscore speed. Let me see. If you're banned from the server, tell me so I can unban you. I'm feeling generous. Light speed. Why'd you get banned? No reason given. Can you bring it for me? I'm actually streaming right now. Midnight Dre on stream. Nah, this sound like a threat, low-key, bro. There was this dude I was supposed to debate. He cannot scale to boundless, bro. End of GT Goku scales to outer versal plus at best. I'm live on YouTube right. End. Okay, what it fits the timeline without much inconsistencies. Shit, wrong server. Sugoroku. do I scale the Ender Dragon in Minecraft? I don't know. Fuck. Oh, which eating though? Fuck. Chat, I want to know where y'all scale me. Where do y'all scale Drip? Scaling Drip sauce. No, I'm not trying to turn the fan back on. It's too cold here, bro. Sheesh. Existing between time and space does not make you universal. Josh inspires. Yeah, yo, send me the link. Let me react to it. Let me react to Josh inspires. Yeah, the chosen entry does state that there is no concept of time or space. Why are you muted? Who muted you? What the fuck? Oh hell no. Josh and
Top
Fodder,
10
yeah,
characters who beat Goku. Number 10, Ben 10. Starting off at
this
number 10.
video is from
I feel like it's
5
only
years ago. What the fuck? No, it's gonna look like crazy LARP if I react to that. Why don't you tell me this video is from the retarded eras? A character is out of versa, but his true form is boundless. What the fuck? Yeah, the Sugoroku space literally cannot be bound by... No way. Yeah, the Sugoroku space is bound by dimensionality. The realm that contains the Sugoroku space, aka the instant transmission realm, is what transcends dimensionality. The Sugoroku space is quite literally a space where GT Goku played a strange board game. It's a spatial dimension. It exists alongside the hyperbolic time chamber. Sugoroku space is located in an area between dimensions. It's located in an area between dimensions. It's in an area between dimensions. Nobody said the hyperbolic time chamber was outer, bro. No, it's not, bro. $3D, $4D, whatever, it doesn't matter. Depends on the context. Yeah, the subspace is superior to the Sugoroku space. Broly versus Jiren? Not really sure. I think Jiren wins. Discord debating stream when? Oh no, when I join a Discord call, the chat doesn't hear me anymore. For some reason. That's crazy. Yeah, he should scale to the charisma world. Pretty sure I made a relevancy league video, so go watch that. JJK, fodder. Like city level, bro. Just wait till the scale comes out. Bro, if Sukuna or Gojo throws a punch, at best they're destroying a building, bro. End of Z Goku over Zeno is crazy. High 1B JJK is insane. I don't even know where y'all get that from. Yajirobe after finding out Luffy is sword level. I don't want to get copyrighted for the music. Timing is irrelevant, means transcending time is crazy. Goku will probably never surpass Zeno, because Zeno is not even seen as a fighter. Yeah, have you checked those metas with Exility? My Hero to 5D? What? Viewing a high outer construct as fiction, or just scale you one more layer into high outer. Hilbert's face is crazy. JJK does not get past OG Dragon Ball. Oh god, they don't. If you think they do, debate Exility. What am I eating? Fish bones. I'm not even joking. Yo, Anthony, give me $500. Everyone in chat, spam Anthony, give Drip $500. Spam it. Chat, Anthony is rich. He doesn't want to share his Nepo baby riches with me. Golden bot. Not $5, you idiot. Not $5, bruh. By the way, guys, Anthony is Rogue Black. Why is nobody spamming? Don't yo Drip me now. Spam in the chat. Rogue Black, give Drip $500. Not $5, you idiot. Why does everyone keep saying 5? No, 500. No, not 50 million. My bad. $500. Someone said 5K. It's not too much for Anthony, bro. Stream lagging? Must be the network, bro. Anthony, I order you to come to DMs right now and give me my $500. Or I will find you and I will find your mom. And oh boy. Yes, that was a threat. Remove double counter? Double counter. I don't know, I haven't seen that statement. It's not as much as you think. Anthony, you can run, but you can't hide. Red X. What the fuck? I already did debunk someone. It's that time of the day. Again? I mean, y'all should send a link. Let me debunk something. I'm not fine, bro. I need to make money. What?
All they need is sprinkle. Stir, serve.
So this week, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out, and I, for one, am pretty hyped to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man back on the big screen once again. Despite having covered Marvel's power scaling many times here on the channel, I've never given Spider-Man himself his own video covering his individual power scaling in depth, and now seems like the perfect time. Unfortunately, Spider-Man sometimes gets a lot of slander within the general comics and power scaling community for seemingly being kind of weak, and for the most part, I don't share that perception. Obviously, as a comic book character, Spider-Man at this point has appeared in hundreds of stories, had dozens of writers, and literally thousands of different feats and showings across his history. And that's not even counting the video games, movies, and animated shows that all have their own versions of Peter Parker. Due to this massive catalog,
I swear if he pulls some bullshit, bro. What?
Deku versus Goku. Now this battle
Yo,
was
Mr.
inevitable. We've
Extremity.
already established that Deku would clap Naruto without even trying. But Naruto...
What? What? Deku would beat who? Naruto demolishes Deku. Is this nigga rage baiting? Yeah, this has to be rage bait. Look at the comments, bro. Yeah, it is rage bait. It is. This is destruction, by the way. This was 5 years ago. Why are you guys sending me videos from 5 years ago? This is destruction. He's my friend. This guy right here. Yeah, people should not take this video seriously. Anthony, stop acting nonchalant. I want my $5,000 divided by 10. Chat, Anthony is rich, bro.
So this week, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming in ballistic video way until he essentially has a 0% chance of saving the day anymore. We will be using the mainline comics Universe 616 Peter, and so with all that out of the way, let's jump right in to Dragon Ball's first villain, Pilaf. Now, as the first major villain of Dragon Ball, Pilaf himself is obviously incredibly weak with literally zero combat abilities, but he still nearly does defeat Goku and the others by trapping them in his castle. This random room is pretty impressive, as both Goku and Yamcha were unable to break its walls with normal attacks and even his Kamehameha. At this point in the story, Goku's power level was only 10, but at this point he was already in the small building levels of power with his basic attacks. He only ended up escaping this room due to transforming into his Uzaru state, which was a 10 times power level multiplier, which obviously Pilaf had no way of stopping. In the exact same scenario, I think Peter's experience and spider sense would just stop him from being captured in the first place, and he would deal with them just like any normal goons. Even if he was trapped in this room, however, Spider-Man has just personally demonstrated
I might want to watch this later. How can you get a character that's out of Versal to high out of Versal? Why would you want to get them there? If they don't scale there, then they don't. If they don't scale there, then they don't.
greater feats than this multiple times throughout his history. He's been able to catch, carry, and take entire buildings falling on top of him, which comes out to large building level. So regardless, Spider-Man would handle this one with ease. Now, the Red Ribbon Army to this day is probably the most unique opponent Goku has ever gone up against because, well, it's an army made up of likely thousands of soldiers with bases across the world, but for 99% of them, they're just normal guys with guns. This essentially makes them the average thing that Spider-Man goes up against with ease every single day and really becomes a question of stamina. With how Spider-Man has been shown easily smashing various military vehicles like tanks, he would have no issue taking on the bulk of the army, even if it may just take a little while to get through them all. Beyond this though, there are the strongest weapons the army has access to during this time, being Mercenary Tau and more importantly the Battle Jacket. The Battle Jacket arguably is even stronger than Tau, as it does perform better against Goku, with its strongest weapon being a town level missile that completely flattened the top of the mountain. Goku pretty easily outsmarts Officer Black while using this mech, and Spider-Man frankly has just gone up against equivalent or even stronger mechs, to the point where he literally found errors in their designs and offered to help fix them. Even if the missile or one of Tau's Dodon rays managed to hit Peter, he would probably be able to just survive them. Dr. Octopus's arms, which Peter can easily take on even when holding back, could tank entire city-level explosions superior to both Tau's and the Battle Jacket's output. Peter at least being in this nuclear bomb tier is pretty consistent with other feats, like the time he overpowered an electromagnetic coil that could not be broken by any force on Earth, which again should include city-level nuclear.
I thought he was using main 616 Spider-Man. Are you sure these are all the same Spider-Man? This doesn't look like all the same Spider-Man.
Bombs. So once again, Spider-Man would easily save the day. So after this point, we enter what one might call the limit between the two major scaling interpretations of Spider-Man, which I like to call the friendly neighborhood interpretation and the Marvel's greatest superhero interpretation. The friendly neighborhood interpretation is essentially the one we've been using up to this point to scale Peter. It views Spider-Man as a generally more grounded superhero who, while he is certainly far stronger than many of the other so-called street tier superheroes, his level of power lies within the scope of the friendly neighborhood that he protects and the level of power that he has directly demonstrated. Most of the time, he's not going up against world-ending threats, and his strength reflects that. One can consider this the Spider-Man that usually appears in his own comics most of the time. The second interpretation is the Marvel's greatest superhero interpretation. The idea that Spider-Man is essentially the embodiment of heroism within Marvel itself and the representative of the universe as a whole, and that given the right circumstances, he can save the day against impossible odds and stand among the strongest heroes of Earth. This interpretation of Spider-Man is often seen in non-Spider-Man specific stories when he gets the
Pretty sure
chance
he's
to
using
interact
comp
with the
Spider-Man.
greater...
Yeah, Mr. Extremely, what's good? Let me check DMs. Okay, I'm gonna debunk that after this.
Marvel Universe and usually go up against those world-ending threats. Now, thankfully, it seems pretty clear that the writers of Marvel are incredibly aware that these two versions of Spider-Man, which I personally think are both equally valid interpretations of the character, cannot easily coexist without explanation. Thankfully, over the years, they have provided many different explanations as to why his strength seems to vary, and I'm just going to list off a few. The stress factor. Guides have explicitly stated that Spider-Man's strength varies with the amount of stress he's feeling, and so it can enter a seemingly unknown level. Essentially, this allows his strength to scale with the stakes of the situation. Holding back. Peter both unconsciously and consciously holds back against his opponents, to the point where most of his villains that had been fighting him for years had never actually seen his real all-out power. Unfortunately, this unconscious holding back has seemingly been used in recent years to kind of nerf Spider-Man in some stories, where he's suddenly performing badly against people he simply shouldn't be performing that badly against. Power fluctuations. Peter has just undergone various
We've argued it with Superman.
explicit stat boosts and nerfs over the years. He's lost and gained his powers, gone through rebirths, training arcs, and there's also the aspect of being a spider totem, that Peter is quite literally tapping into a magical energy source that can vary substantially. I say all of this to explain that after this point, if you personally believe in the friendly neighborhood interpretation of Spider-Man, then he stops right here. He's not beating Moonbusters like Roshi or Tien and everyone else that comes after, but to do so would also be missing out on like half of the feats Spider-Man has had in over 60 years of history.
Who will score the penalty? Bronze card. Dream Star.
has had in over 60 years of history. The real question going forward for each Dragon Ball villain is if Spider-Man has beaten, damaged, or matched someone equally strong, if not stronger than the villain, and a lot of the time the answer is simply yes. Starting with the Dragon Ball villains whose power level is below 1000, you have the likes of Tien, King Piccolo, and Piccolo Jr. These guys all should just inherently scale above Roshi's moonbusting feat with their strongest attacks, made consistently by both guides and statements calling them moonbusters, as well as the feats of slightly stronger versions of Piccolo. Now, the Marvel Universe is awash with various planet-busting feats and statements, but one of the best baselines ever established is that the gray Joe Fix-It Hulk, who is one of the weakest versions of Hulk, and less powerful than essentially any other green version, was able to destroy an asteroid that was twice the size of the Earth. This feat has been calced anywhere from obviously planetary, all the way to star level due to the nature of the violent fragmentation. Now, while Spider-Man has beaten Grey Hulk, this was due to being amped at the time, so we're not counting that. Instead, Peter has just had numerous encounters with Green Hulks of various levels of anger throughout the years, able to combat him, hurt him, and in some cases straight up beat him with and without assistance. Now, I'm not saying that Spider-Man is anywhere near the Hulk's full power, but they really do love putting Spider-Man up against the Hulk and not having the Green Giant one-shot him. Not only is he going to fight him in the new movie, but later this year, Spider-Man is going to be fighting the current Infernal Hulk. So the idea that Hulk isn't obliterating Spider-Man is consistent among Marvel writers for literal decades. In fact, one of Spider-Man's most notorious villains, Morlun, is just straight up stated to be as strong as the likes of Thor and Hulk. Moving into the Saiyan and Namek Saga tiers of power, you have a range going anywhere from Dwarf Star level all the way to arguably Universal, going off of statements about second form Frieza. However, using character statements like this in a debate against a comic book character never really bodes well. Like the time Spider-Man went up against Puma, a being who was one with the entire universe and had become strong enough to kill the Beyond. Back in slightly more grounded territory, Frieza in particular represents a big step up in power to those who came before, demonstrating dwarf star level feats in his weakest form, and through multipliers would inherently be at the star level in his final form. However, Spider-Man has gone...
I've already discussed why he doesn't... First of all, I've already discussed why there's nothing wrong with using, like, the universal statements for Frieza. What Lonks does here is he says, oh, we're not going to use universal statements for Frieza because if we use it for Spider-Man, you know, Spider-Man is also universal. I'm like, okay, represent the characters well. Like, I don't give a fuck if Namek Frieza loses to, like, some insanely OP version of Spider-Man. Like, represent them at their max power. Stop downplaying them because you don't want to represent them properly. You know?
Against or outright beaten in character step up in power to those who came before, demonstrate the entire universe and had become strong enough to kill.
The Puma fits exactly into his life role without any doubts. The universe aligned itself around him harmoniously. He is one with the universe. How does this mean he scales to universal? I don't understand.
The Beyonder. Back in slightly more grounded territory, Frieza in particular represents a big step up in power to those who came before, demonstrating dwarf stars with star level strength. Take one of Spider-Man's most infamous feats of all time of absolutely putting the hands on the former Herald of Galactus, Fire Lord. This guy is just outright stated to be as strong as a small star and has battled against the Silver Surfer, a character with his own array of planetary to solar system level feats, who Spider-Man and his villains have also fought against before. There's also the time Spider-Man has 1v1 Gladiator, matching him in
Show those feats.
speed and strength, the same guy who has his own star level feats. Still, I think one of the most ridiculous feats Spider-Man has pulled off in recent comics is during Symbiotic Spider-Man Crossroads, where Peter, alongside the Eternals, fights the villain Carnilla. During this fight, Carnilla gets tickled by an attack harnessing the power of 100 suns, only for Spider-Man to immediately perform better just by using his webs and physical attacks. Now, some people might argue that this is symbiote Spider-Man and doesn't scale to his base form. However, this is a prequel story and takes place right after Peter got the black suit for the first time. In this initial story, it's explicitly stated that the black suit did not make him any stronger, meaning that this is unironically a base Peter feat. However, if we enter the Cell Saga, and at least Perfect Cell, an issue arises that has nothing to do with strength. There are absolutely ways to continuously chain scale Peter higher and argue that he's universal, multiversal, outerversal, whatever. The issue, though, is that regardless of this fact, he simply lacks destructive capacity. Like, even if he was stronger, how are Punch, Kick, and Webs going to ever beat Cell or Boo, who can come back from literally a cell and literally being turned to smoke? Even against weaker villains, the moment any of them are capable of easily blowing up the planet, even if Peter could hypothetically beat them, what can he do if they just rage quit and decide to blow up the whole planet?
He didn't talk about speed, by the way. That's one thing I noticed. He did not talk about speed.
Which they all have done before. There is also simply the fact that most of the time, Spider-Man is not operating at his max potential. For every time he beats up a Planet Buster, we also have a time where he gets hurt by bullets. So, how far does Spider-Man really get in Dragon Ball? Taking everything into account, I don't think it's that far off to say that he can, at his absolute peak, when at maximum stress, anger, and not holding back, enter those planetary tiers or beyond. And so it's not crazy to say that he can take down the threats of original Dragon Ball. Does he usually scale there? Absolutely not. If someone like Frieza just decides to blow up the planet, Spider-Man really can't do anything about it. If there were any crazy Spider-Man feats, statements, or scales that I missed, please let me know where you personally have the wall crawler in the comments. But that's going to be all for me.
Boring. I don't really have much to disagree with in that video, to be honest. What's your history? Yo, it's good to be back. Pretty sure I've seen that somewhere before. He said, why am I promoting Slow? I'm supposed to debunk this.
The gold standard of rice, the finale. High swelling index. Non-sticky. No stones. Big Bull Gold, the gold standard of rice.
But can he beat Goku, though? This question has been posed numerous times across the power scaling space, with the answer the majority of the time being absolutely not. For a long time, Goku has stood toward the pinnacle of the anime space, with only a select few being able to reasonably challenge him. But there is one man in comics who is consistently thrust into that conversation with the grandfather of modern anime, the greatest superhero of all time, Superman. The debate between Big Blue and the Super Saiyan God has raged on for decades, with different power-ups for either icon stirring up their fans to declare their side to be the official winner. So the question is, where does it stand now? That's exactly what we'll be going over in this video. In other words, they will be exploring and breaking down Superman versus Goku in 2025. Before we jump into the scaling, it's first worth quickly going over a few details and stipulations. First and foremost, I will not be doing this video alone. Today I'm joined by my buddy Six. Say what's up, bro.
Yep. I don't know about Superman being the greatest superhero of all time. That was wild, but I wouldn't agree to do this video if I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, you're in it now, bro. You're in it now. Well, if you guys have not subscribed to Six, first of all, you're probably living under a rock, but, you know, go do that. Got a lot of great content over there on his channel covering Dragon Ball, Naruto, etc. So, you know, go subscribe, show him some love. Appreciate Six being on the channel. But as far as stipulations and structure for this video, it's fairly simple. Both Superman and Goku will be fighting in character with the intent to bring down their opponent, even kill them if necessary. This battle will take place in a neutral field, so somewhere like the tournament ground for the Tournament of Power, Empty Void, whatever. The versions we'll be using will be current for both. Finally, we'll be doing burst equalization, so we'll assume Superman has ki produced by absorbing solar radiation. I know it's weird, but it just makes it easier to talk about, as we know how
That's
ki blasts
crazy.
work against one another, so we can reasonably talk about how something like a Kamehameha versus heat vision clash would interact without risking some sort of infinite regression or something. But with that out of the way, let's start by figuring out just how strong these guys are, starting with Goku.
So to start out, Goku, for the most part, is pretty generally agreed upon to be universal. When we were first talking about doing this video, I was originally gonna highball Goku to show that, well, you know, when we get into Superman, you'll understand a little bit more why it doesn't really matter all that much. But when it comes to highballing Goku, I come to find that highballing Goku doesn't really work because highballing Goku requires a lot of lying, where you would purposefully misinterpret scenes and lie about the context behind them in order to say that he's in a higher place than he realistically is. So Goku's highballs kind of are just where he realistically scales, because I don't consider lying to be a highball. So with that being the case, you can reasonably put Goku at low multiversal if you're scaling him correctly. It's mainly just gonna come from
What in the hell? Bro, I don't want to have to deal with this, bro. This is just me repeating myself so much. Like, this is me repeating myself so fucking much, bro. I'm not doing this. Bro, I'm gonna say things that I've said millions of times over. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Without the outerversal meta, then I don't scale Goku. Simple as that. Without the outerversal meta, I don't scale Goku. What the fuck is low hyperversal, bro? There's no such thing in Dragon Ball. There is no such structure in Dragon Ball. Yo, Black Slayer, what's good? Yo, Rogue Black. Video from you in 6 minutes? Rogue Black, I'm gonna have to charge you $900 per debunk, bro. Just because you're rich. Depends on what version of freezer you're using. I should have some non-copyright music playing in the background, to be honest. Drip, stop asking for money. No! Never! Never. You can't tell me to stop asking for money. It's like telling me to stop breathing. It can't happen. Do you understand me? $900 per debunk, bro. We all need money, yet you ask the man who needs money to stop asking for money. Nah, that's actually crazy, bruh. Damn is... I'm never gonna understand that. Damn is shit, bruh. Kokosuno. Se muito pembesamina. Abesta pambesoyes. Se muito pembesamina. Abesta jaga conhece. Ela fode na se fede. Fode na desespede. Ela fode na fode. Interested in learning other characters and how they get to Outer or not? Not really interested. Damn is... Spider-Man polyester edits on TikTok? I think so. I think they're really good. Thinks Ultron can beat Cell? What version of Ultron? Because there are versions of Ultron that do beat Cell. 616. Wait, does the one from like the Marvel, the animated series, like the CGI version, does it count? Does that one count as 616? I can't remember. Pizza or sushi? I haven't had sushi before, so I'd rather have sushi. I want to try it. Taking care of your cat? Man, I want a cat. Sushi with rice? probably make, bro, it would probably be really good. Burgers definitely over pizza. It's overrated? Damn. Bro deleted your alarm. Let's slander drip sauce. Wow, lie man. Wow, lie man. I just might ban you after all. I just might ban you after all. I just might end up banning you, bro. Yes, you're a lie man, bro. How long have I been streaming, chat? I think it's over an hour already. Bro, I low-key do. Bro, Anthony, give me $100, bro. I know you got $100. Where's SKV? SKV been so inactive, man. Is that a mosquito? Anthony, give me $100, bro. Say yes. Type of person who loves money, correct. Loves his girlfriend, correct. Love his life, correct. Loves his family, correct. Likes his fan base. I love my fan base. Likes Anthony. I don't like Anthony. I hate Anthony because he refuses to give me $10,000 every month. I could literally, bro, Anthony, I could sing for you, bro. I could sing a nursery rhyme, bro. That's worth $10,000. I can't even lie. I call his name every day like it's a prayer. Not every day, bro. Not every day. It's like every 2 weeks. Think about it really hard. Anthony, send me 1,000. No, I said send me 500 million. Anthony said sob. Don't say sob. Say, come have $100, drip, just for the fuck of it. Anthony, give me $100 and I'll give you 100 OO coins. I'm not joking, bro. I'm being for real. You like OO coins? Drip loves fufu? That's not false. I literally had it today with a goosey soup in the morning. Promote your vid? I got you, bro. I'll make a community post about it right now.
You may be wondering how Tevat came to be, shaped by different races and gods.
I'm gonna make a post about it. Subscribe. Let's react to it.
How Teyvat came to be, shaped by different races and gods over the thousands of years of change the planet has undergone. In this first video, we will get into the first 4 parts: the Age of the Dragons,
This is actually
the first
good.
Descenders, the Primordial One's rule, and the War of Funerary Flames. Let's get into the first part, the Age of the Dragons.
W Black Slayer. Said, I know add you other app, but I am interested drawing something for please. I think what he's trying to say is he doesn't have me added on Discord, but he's interested in me drawing something for him. English might not be his first language. I think what you're trying to say is, like, you don't have me added on Discord, but... No, you do have me added on Discord, Black Slayer. So what do you mean? Said, I know add you other app, but I'm interested drawing something for please. Nah, you good, bro. English isn't your first language. /man verify user. Bro, that shit is so long. Send it in DMs on Discord. Also, I removed double counter from my server already. I might have to go to bed soon because I gotta be up early tomorrow. W Black Slayer with a donation. Black Slayer, I already owe you a video. I owe you a video for like a Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy, I think. I'm gonna make that soon. I think I'll make it a short. Let's keep watching Anthony's video.
Every single elemental being originates from the light realm. They were the primary living beings of Teyvat. They were ruled by the 7 dragon sovereigns who served under the Dragon King, Nibelung, with each dragon sovereign holding authority over an element, with parts of the world being under their rule. For example, current-day Natlan was ruled by the Pyro Dragon Sovereign. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. In the vast emptiness of space,
Sweet Kodo.
Voyager sensed Nibelung and Teyvat, wanting him to come with her. She told him of the destruction awaiting Teyvat, but he wouldn't listen. He wanted to stay and protect the dragon race. He then created highly advanced space technology, along with the secret source automatons, which we see
Anthony,
in game
I'm low-key gonna have to use this
and
music for my
Frosty.
Dragon Ball scale.
He also made the 3 moons, giving them each their own moon, and left them to govern Teyvat, while he was off trying to find out how to fight the Abyss. After Nibelung left, dragons on the Frost Moon received
Yo,
a
Black
signal
Slayer, just
from a
DM me on
civilization
Discord.
far away from Teyvat.
Tell me what you want to say on
Jewish
Discord, Black
Nibelung.
Slayer.
They made a machine called
Tell me what you
Eye
wanna
of
say.
Bellum for communication. Sometime later, that same signal was captured again by a dragon. He boarded the Moongazer in search of the source of the signal. later returning fused with an alien.
You gotta leave now?
Still being able to warn everyone about the cosmic
Alright, bro.
threat,
Good night, bro.
they launch Project Moongazer, wanting to send messages into space, while also making a veil to hide Teyvat from everything else.
Why is everyone suddenly calling me Disney sauce? Do I have your Discord?
While
No, I
Nibelung
don't.
was away from Teyvat, the heavenly principles descended into Teyvat and destroyed the lunar veil, claimed some parts of the Seven Sovereigns' elements.
Bro, Anthony, you gotta work on this shit, bro. Like, let me give you some advice. The music is too loud. And your voice is too low.
All for themselves. While the dragons had to postpone Project Moongazer, after that, they made the four shades of themselves. Ishtaroth being time, Renova being death, Navarius
Froxar?
being life, and Asmodee being space, which would help them to fight the seven dragon sovereigns. 40 years later, all of the sovereigns were defeated by the heavenly principles, who then took control over all of Teyvat and the three moons. With the three moon sisters not wanting any trouble, they created heaven and earth for the human realm, while the dragon sovereign subjects fled into the dark sea. The heavenly principles changed Irminsul to collect and keep Teyvat's information, while also anchoring fate itself. 400 years later, after the heavenly principles arrived in Teyvat, they completed the construction and transformation of Teyvat for the arrival of humans, then created a sacred plan for the humans. On the contrary, humanity was making a covenant with the Four Shades, and they could communicate with Celestia via Irminsul. This world had a cycle. When humanity would get too prosperous, it would eventually come to an end, and a new cycle would start all over again. However, humans shouldn't know this information, which is why the angels would keep quiet if they ever had to answer a question about their prosperity. Even though humanity thought they had everything, they wanted to challenge the gods and overthrow them, and be able to control their own fates, which the heavenly principles and the angels did not like.
I don't see any friend requests from Froxar.
The Dragon Voyager came back to Teyvat and noticed Nibelung was missing, and the Four Shades were in control, so she cast her consciousness into the body of a Hyperborean boy, and Poitar, the first angel, fell in love with him. They both planned to rebel against the heavenly principles. Sometime later, Nibelung came back to Teyvat with abyssal powers that he found while he was away. 30 days after the two said they were going to rebel, Nibelung imprisoned the three Moon Sisters and used their moons as weapons to fight against the heavenly principles. During the epic fight between Nibelung and the Four Shades, they destroyed the eternal and iridescent moon, which meant their respective goddesses would die. Then, they launched the Frost Moon beyond the false sky, giving birth to the new moon goddess, who we know as Columbina. Eventually, the
What type of name is this, bro?
Them and Nibelung, and pressed down nails to get rid of all the abyssal energy left behind, with any knowledge of the history before the war being forbidden by the Four Shades. The dragon fused with the Hyperborean boy and Poitar were caught and cursed to be separated and stripped of their memories, while the remaining angels were also punished, forgetting their past and turned into what we know now as Seeles, which we can see in-game. Later, Boreas met Poitar,
I just sent you a
who hadn't
friend
yet
request.
withered, and they became friends, later obtaining his powers from Poitar. The three moons saw the punishment of Poitar before inevitably being killed themselves, while bearing witness to the destruction of two moons and the frost moon beyond the false sky. Yo, what's up guys, it's Rogue Black here, and if you made it all the way to the end, please make sure to like and subscribe for more future uploads. Please go watch my other Genshin Impact video I made about how strong Mahita is, and thank you all for watching my videos. This is the first part of the Genshin Impact lore I'll make, with more videos on the way.
I was low-key dancing throughout the entire video. W video, bro.
What you would like to see
Just reduce the volume of the music. You did a pretty good job explaining the lore and shit. Pretty good job. So what else? So now that I've reacted to your video, Anthony. Now that I have reacted to your video, you know what to do. We don't have to say it. We don't have to mention it, Anthony. You already know what to do. Isn't that right? But yeah, there's also some things I want to address that's been going around in the community. Why Marvel slams DC? Yeah, I will. So, firstly, there's been a ton of people saying that I was defending Jay and stuff like that. Like I said, like I already addressed a lot of these allegations on Zeta's stream. I already explained, I don't really remember everything fresh off the dome, so I might say things that might be a little bit contradictory now. I don't remember everything exactly how it happened because it was literally like so many fucking months ago. It's almost an entire year. It's probably even an entire year. Because I remember that shit was like in October. The defending Jay shit was basically like only about like stopping people from like condemning his life and spam calling his dad and stuff like that. Those were things that I wasn't okay with. Tron wasn't okay with it. Exility wasn't. Steezy wasn't okay with it. None of us were okay with it, and we called out the people who were involved, including Zeta, and Zeta agreed to stop. He banned you from No Beliefs for donating to me. That's crazy. Having Hughie in my server, like, I already told Zeta this. I was barely online with Hughie. Like, a lot of the things that Zeta said, like, I already addressed them on his stream. I was barely online, like, for Hughie. And the time where I was online and then he did post, like, some bullshit, I warned him about it simply because he was an OG member and I just wanted to be a bit lenient. And I warned him not to post it anymore. And then when he did, he got banned. Like, I'm pretty sure I explained this. I'm not sure I remember like exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure he got banned. Then Zeta says careless behavior on monetization. I guess like I don't understand what you mean by careless behavior. I simply sent a link to like an app where you play a game and that like game has tokens and that those tokens could be like exchanged for money if played properly. A lot of people testified to this. So like if you say I was careless, I'm like, okay. Sorry for being careless, I guess. Like I can't even remember what I was careless about, bro. Low key. And then saying revenge corn isn't serious. Did I say that? If I did, man, I was wrong. I mean, sorry about that, I guess. But yeah, I was basically trying to get revenge on someone because the person kept bugging me. But that was when I was like 17, 18. So he says mocking extortion victims or being confused on extortion. I should apologize for being confused is crazy. And I wasn't mocking nobody. I wasn't mocking nobody. I was simply saying that if your will is that weak that someone on the other side of the internet could like force you to do something you don't want to do, then that would like yeah, I was basically saying like nobody can force you to do what you don't want to do on the internet, bro. Like, you can simply just say no. Unless they have shit on you. Which Zeta later did explain. He did add some extra context by saying that, like, from what I remember, he said that apparently Jay had her noodles, you know. Apparently Jay had her noodles. So, like, he was using that to extort her. I thought he was just, like, telling her what to do and she was doing it. I'm like, what? Can't you say no? What you talking about? Like, yeah, I was genuinely confused. Like I said, I already addressed all of this on Zeta's stream. And he said silent one situation. I don't remember what he's talking about. I don't remember what he's talking about, bro. But, silent one situation. One situation that was silent? Like, I don't understand. I don't remember what you're talking about. But, like, yeah, I guess if it's an apology he wants, I guess I'm sorry about all of that. Like, I don't really care about all of that anymore. It's all in the past, and I'm just focusing on making money. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn anymore. And there's a lot of made-up allegations that are just not true. And I'm just not gonna go over them because they're not true in the first place. But yeah. That's it, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. What else are we doing? No, I don't have Clash Royale. Epic Fufu Feast is crazy. Who can eat the most fufu? Nah, these guys are not eating as much as me. Trust. $7,000 trophies. That sounds impressive. Rogue Black, you know what to do for promoting your video. You know what to do. Don't think I've forgotten. I have not forgotten. Don't think I have forgotten. I'm so lazy, bro. I'm trying to get this power scaling video done. Mm, 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 mm. You know what? Why don't I split it into multiple videos? I'll make a video, how strong is OG Dragon Ball? Then I'm gonna make a video, Dragon Ball Z scaling. explained. And that will include Battle of Gods. That makes more sense, right? Chat, what do y'all think? Y'all think I should make it into separate videos so it can come out faster? Because I can record the OG Dragon Ball video pretty quickly. It's a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna make a How Strong is OG Dragon Ball video. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. That's gonna like make the work a lot easier. How strong is OG Dragon Ball Remastered? DBS Broly or Superhero? DBS Broly clears. DBS Broly clears.
Your dick is small. What do you...
Banned on your current account? What? Metacooler or Ultron? Honestly, depends on where you scale Ultron. I can't find your account at all, Froxar. I don't think you're banned. Unless you've somehow been permabanned, which... Fuck. Fa. Sun Jinwoo. Comic version, yeah, Ultron wins. Yeah, exactly. Splitting into multiple parts is better. Less time consuming, less stress of having to worry about editing an extremely long video over a few days. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. The thing is, when I post the OG Dragon Ball video, I'm gonna be so lazy, bro. I gotta lock in. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. I mean, I removed double counter. Any more questions y'all want to ask? Because I'm going to end the stream soon. It's already over 2 hours. I think this is one of the longer streams I've had in a while. This is one of the longer streams. I checked if your account was banned, didn't see it. Removed double counter for you. You know, I've done a lot of stuff. Common curator skill is crazy. If you're still watching the stream, say hello in the chat. If you're still watching the stream, say hello in the chat. Fine, gather your buddies and we want to. Soulbreaker 0, check. Dr. Doom, check. Chat, do you think I should end the stream or do something? Okay. I don't know if I'm even tired of it. Marvel, anywhere from like high hyper, low outer, outer. They get to outer. Just restart your Discord, bro. Cell Saga is multiversal plus. I mean, you can argue multiversal plus, but I don't think they're anything higher than 4D. The 5D scaling is just kind of reaching for. I don't know. It's definitely possible to argue them, but like, I personally wouldn't do it. I personally wouldn't do it. Like, it's possible, but me personally, I wouldn't argue it. And guys, please, I'm begging you, always show up to support me on TikTok here. Please. Always show up on my streams. Like, follow me on TikTok and show up on my streams so you can support me. Please. It's 10:34. I don't want to be awake too late. Yeah, Saiyan Saga definitely can be solar. Multi-solar, not too sure. High-end Saiyan Saga can be solar, though. Like, Great Ape Vegeta, probably. But yeah, maybe I should end the stream here, to be honest. Maybe I should. I'm gonna end the stream here, chat. Already over 2 hours. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all in the next one.